All right, when we start by making flash cold brew, we of course start with our signature coffee, Batch 49 Medium. Batch 49 Medium is a perfect coffee for flash cold brew. Has bright notes, but also has beautiful, smooth, sweet berry notes. So it's just a beautiful coffee served hot, but it's also a beautiful coffee for flash cold brew. So when we make flash cold brew, we set it up, we get prepared the same way we do when we brew a full pot of coffee. So if your cafe has cafe baristas, you need 108 grams of coffee. I'm using Fetco's here, so I need 166 grams of coffee. So I'm going to weigh that out precisely and get exactly 166 grams of coffee. Next thing I need to do is grind it fresh. Same way you brew a pot of coffee, a flat basket or a number 7 grind. So I turn my grinder on, open the valve, and drop the coffee in for it to be ground. Okay, so next thing, key ingredient I need is ice, and I need the exact precise amount of ice. So your cafe will have one of these aluminum brewing pitchers. This is what we're going to brew coffee into. If you're using a cafe barista, you need 975 grams of ice, and you've got to weigh it. You can't just put it in the pitcher. If you're using a Fetco like I am today, I need 1,400 grams of ice. So I take the ice from my ice machine, exactly 1,400 grams. Now I'm ready to brew. Now the fun part, brewing your flash cold brew. So remember, you're set up as if you're brewing a full pot of coffee. I have my Batch 49 Medium, weighed out, freshly ground, and ready to go. So I'm at my brewer. Here we're using Fetco's. I take out the brew basket, I put in the coffee, make sure the filter is spread and the coffee is evenly ready to be brewed, put my brew basket in. I have my brewing pitcher with the precise amount of ice weighed out. So we take that pitcher full of ice, or with the right amount of ice, and I put that underneath the brew basket, and now I'm ready to brew. But the key is, this is enough coffee for a full pot of coffee. I only brew a half pot, because I've already got a whole bunch of water in here in the ice. So I go to my brewer, and I go to the half pot brew. Putting in the same amount of water into a pot of coffee, half of the water is going through the brewer, half of the water is coming in the form of ice. Once you've had your brew cycle finished, that coffee is good and ready to serve. We immediately transfer it into our beautiful glass carafes. We date the coffee so we can make sure we have freshest coffee available for our customers. And then it just goes in your backroom fridge, or for service, it goes in your under-counter fridge right under the espresso machine. Now, when our customers order flash cold brew, it's available as original, mocha for mochaccino, and vanilla. Original. We serve it black, we serve it beautifully over ice. So we take a cup, we fill the ice directly to the top of the logo box, and then we pour the flash cold brew over top. It's also available sweetened using our cane sugar. The way to make vanilla and the way to make the mochaccino is you fill the cup to the top of the logo with the ice, then you pour in the syrup on top of the ice, so 1 pump for a small or a medium, 2 pumps for a large, and you then pour the flash cold brew over top. But you have to stir thoroughly, otherwise all of the syrup will just be on the bottom of the cup. So make sure you stir thoroughly and then top up the cup and serve to your customers. Always make sure you turn the cup so the logo faces your customers. Serve it with pride.